First off, I want to thank the committee of Assumption School for choosing me for this great honor of Alumni of the Year award. It feels good to be recognized as a good person in this great community. Assumption School and Church was a perfect place for me as a kid growing up and is still to this day. I grew up across the street from Assumption and went to school there from preschool to 8th grade. I grew up with the best parents a kid could have. My parents, Dan and Cindy Miner, were so supportive and caring and loving. They still are to this day, and they are the biggest reason I am who I am. I have an older brother and sister, Ryan and Carrie. They are big influences in my life, and I have always looked up to them. I had awesome sets of grandparents growing up. Grandmas Charlotte and Bev were amazing women. Grandpas Bart and Papa Kenny were two of the best men you could ever meet. Assumption helped mold me into the type of person I am today. Teachers like Judy Timmerman and Connie Bugenhagen were mainstays throughout my years at Assumption. Those two great ladies taught me so much at my time in school, and not just schoolwork, but teachers like them teach you how to be a good person. And that's what makes Assumption great. Teachers who truly understand small communities and helping kids grow in the community into good young people. And I can't lie, I loved having 3 recesses a day when I went to school. Recess was by far my best subject. That and PE I excelled at. And boy, would I bother the teachers about when recess was going to be and how long we would get to play. See, I was kind of the go-to guy for the others in class for wanting to know when recess was. Most of the kids were too scared to ask the teachers about recess. Not me. Heck, I would just give the teachers that minor charm, grin and smile, and ask when recess was or if we could go to recess. You ask Mrs. Timmerman and Mrs. Bugenhagen, they could tell you. Assumption was just right for me. The smaller class sizes was perfect, because you got much more attention from teachers, so you could really understand what was being taught. I needed all the help I could get with school, and at Assumption, I got that help. When I was in school, my class consisted of 5 boys and no girls. It was myself, Ross Marshall, Rob Manning, Tom Shank, and Kevin Tiernan. It was a lot of fun, just us boys, and we caused a whole lot of stress for our teachers. None of us could stay quiet. New teachers had to be warned about us boys and how we were. Us boys were a close group, always joking with each other and laughing, and always looked out for one another. We had some really good basketball teams, too. Back then, basketball was a big deal at Assumption. Our little school would consistently whip the bigger Des Moines Catholic schools. Looking back on my time at Assumption, there are so many great memories that I am really proud of. Currently, I live in Granger and have the most beautiful wife, Lindsay. We have 3 little boys, Cole, 5 years old, Lake, 2 years old, and Knox, 1 year old. The 3 cutest boys I could have never imagined having. I am very lucky to have them in my life. The boys keep my wife and I on our toes, and it is so much fun having them in our lives. My wife and I married in 2008. When I first saw and met my wife, I knew I was going to marry her. There was something about her that I just knew. I had told a couple of friends the night I met Lindsay that I was going to marry her, and they just laughed and said, "Yeah, whatever, Keith, good luck." I must have good luck, 'cause I married her almost 3 years later. I have a non-profit charitable organization called Racers Against ALS. We assist families battling ALS with financial support, helping with medical expenses, buying medical equipment, paying everyday bills, and going on vacations. I have ALS myself, and it's a horrible, horrible, horrible disease that robs people of their life. When I was diagnosed in 2011, people in the community raised money to help my family. So, shortly after, I started my foundation to help others going through the same situation, because I knew right away what a financial disaster this disease is, and I wanted to help. To date, we have helped 35 families for a total of $110,000 in funds. So many people have donated their hard-earned money to get to those numbers. Without great people donating, there is no foundation. In closing, I just want to share some advice that a lot of people don't do. As my life is nearing its end due to my disease, ALS, I have realized so many things. Seriously take what I'm about to say to heart and really focus on this the rest of your life. Really try your best to care and love and respect your spouse every single day, no matter what happens. We lose sight of that because life and marriage can be very stressful. Arguments that you fight about really are not as important as they may seem most of the time. Try to really understand each other and what the other person wants and needs. Don't worry about your needs, worry about your spouse's needs first. Kiss your spouse every day and tell them you love them. Because you could wake up one day or not wake up one day, and everything you love is gone. Trust me, I know firsthand, and in my case, everything is being taken away from me in a slow, agonizing, and torturous way. Hug and kiss your kids every day, and when you think you're too tired or too busy to play with them, you're really not. Cherish every second you have with your kids. Be the best possible parent you can be. Take a time out every day for them, because again, it can all be taken away. God bless each and every one of you, and thank you for listening.